Besenbacher, and Flemming is the chairman of both Carlsberg and the Carlsberg Foundation. He's professor at something called iNano at Aarhus University. He initiated iNano and was the director there for 10 years. And Flemming has published more than 700 scientific papers, including several about today's topic, photocatalysis. This is the topic we need radical changes to overcome the challenges of today. Please give a big round of applause to Professor Flemming Besenbacher.
Catalysis and Photocatalysis and so forth. But in 2012 I became chairman of Carlsberg and the Carlsberg Foundation. So I will, in the next half hour, tell a little bit about Carlsberg. I hope you all know Carlsberg in the sense that Carlsberg makes beer. Probably the best beer in the world, but there's also a fantastic history of Carlsberg. And then I will tell you a little bit about sort of how the world is changing today, and innovation, and what we need innovation to cope with some of the big challenges we have in the world today. I was in Davos also this year at the World Economic Forum, and I see today many companies not only having one P. I mean, normally companies have been very much focused on the first P here, profit. You should make profit for your shareholder. And if you do not make profit for your shareholder, you will not be in business for a very long time. But as I see it today, there are actually two other P's which is becoming more and more important if you are running a business, and that is certainly so for Carlsberg. The next P is a purpose. If you are a purpose-driven company, that changes a lot, both for your employee and also for your customers with whom you communicate. And I'll make a long story short saying that we've had that for nearly 170 years in Carlsberg, brewing for a better world today and tomorrow. And I'll come back to that in just a second. And the final P is planet. I think all responsible companies today also have to produce in a sustainable way, have to take care of the planet, try to help the increase of the globe to keep that below 1.5 degree. That's nearly impossible. Maybe we can keep below 2 degree, keep up with the Paris Agreement and so forth here. And that's also why actually we have launched a new sustainability program at Carlsberg towards zero. I'll come back to that shortly. But I see more and more companies, and actually when I look at the world today, what I'm sometimes lacking is like the leadership. And that can be leadership at many different levels. It can be political leadership on sort of the national level. It can be leadership in companies and also for public institutions. And there's no question that some of the challenges we have in our society today can only be solved if we really have leadership. And what I see today is maybe if we talk about the climate, maybe we are really lacking the political leadership which I have hoped for. And therefore I see more and more companies actually stepping up and taking responsibility also for the planet. So, Carlsberg has a fantastic history here, and Carlsberg was founded by a Dane, J.C. Jacobsen, in 1847. He did not get a long education himself. His father was actually also a brewer. His father had a brewery, actually where I'm living today, down in Brolæggesstræde, downtown Copenhagen. And in order to make beer, you have to need water, barley, hops, and yeast. And one of the main ingredients is, of course, water. If you don't have clean water, you cannot make beer. And that did not exist at that time in Copenhagen. So he actually moved outside Copenhagen, out here, and you should imagine at that time that's a farming district out here. There was barley fields growing out here, and he bought some land out here to establish his brewery out here. And why did he pick Valby? The first railroad was just being built from Copenhagen to Roskilde, a small city in Denmark, 40 kilometers west of Copenhagen here. They have been digging through Valby Bakke, the hill of Valby here, and found water. And actually, he examined that water at Copenhagen University with the Department of Geology. The water was excellent, very clean, and that's why he built it out here. So he had barley in the fields, he had clean water, so that was okay. He had one son, Karl, and that's why it's called Carlsberg. Karl and Berg is the German word Bergen, a small hill outside Copenhagen here. Karl was actually also a very good brewer, and he had his own brewery here, so as at some point of time there was Old Carlsberg, that was the father's brewery, and New Carlsberg was Carl's brewery. In 1876, the father decided not to give all his wealth and his brewery to Carl when he was no longer here. He actually established the world's first industrial foundation. Some of the Danes in the audience know that we have many foundations in Denmark here. Many of the big C20 companies is actually controlled or owned by a foundation. Gold and Maersk, Danfoss, Grundfos, Gion and so forth. But Carlsberg Foundation was the first foundation established back in 1876. And quite unique, he went to the Royal Danish Academy. And the Royal Danish Academy is an academy which today consists of around 250 professors. At that time there was only 40 professors member of that. So going to a Academy of Sciences saying you should constitute the board of the brewery when I'm no longer here. So in the charter he wrote there's 5 professors elected out of the Royal Danish Academy, 3 from natural sciences, and one from humanity and 1 from social science. And he died in 1887, and from 1888 until 1970, Carlsberg was solely owned by the Carlsberg Foundation. In 1970, Carlsberg merged with another Danish brewery called Tuborg, and Carlsberg became a listed company, which it is today. The foundation still today have 30.3% of the shares, but due to an AB stock structure, where we have 98% of all A shares, which have 20 votes, as B shares with only 2 votes, then Carlsberg Foundation is still the controlling main shareholder, because we have 76% of the votes at the General Assembly. Today we have a board consisting of 10 members elected at the General Assembly, besides the 5 professors. We have actually also have 5 people coming from, you could say, more business schools. If I look at Carlsberg today, I still believe that some of the lessons and the DNA from the founder is still very much embedded in Carlsberg's strategy today. Pursue perfection. He was very much focused on quality, never compromised on the quality of the products made at Carlsberg here. And that was not least why he actually went to an Academy of Sciences to ensure that we must never compromise on the quality. He actually also was, although he didn't get along in the business himself, was actually very keen to understand the basic concepts of brewing process, understanding the chemistry and biology, and was constantly innovating at that time also. It was one of the companies, first time in Denmark where steam engine was introduced. It was one of the companies where first time electricity was introduced here. He traveled every year, 2 or 3 months in Europe, picked up the latest technology, brought it back to Carlsberg. And furthermore, he established the Carlsberg Research Laboratory. And of course, all big companies today have an R&D department. That was not common at that time. So actually, if you go 100 meters up at Carlsberg line, you see the Carlsberg Research Laboratory up there. And that was in order to develop the third component, besides barley and water, yeast. At that time, it was not trivial to make beer. The yeast for brewing a lager beer was not purified. Sometimes when the brewmasters brewed a beer, it tasted awfully. So actually at the Carlsberg Research Laboratory, for the first time in the beer history, the lager yeast was purified. Today you would say, of course, as a business company, patented, protected, and you can license it to all others. That was not how he was. He gave it away for free. All other brewers could get the yeast for free. I even had a letter from a brewmaster Heineken saying, can you please send me some yeast? So if you ever should drink a Heineken, remember that it's brewed on Carlsberg yeast. And then finally he demonstrated corporate social responsibility. Gave away his money, gave away his brewery, established the Carlsberg Foundation with 2 responsibilities. One of them is to make sure that Carlsberg is well managed, and the other one is giving money back to society. And as he wrote in the charter, the money from the Carlsberg Foundation should be given back to basic fundamental research within natural science, humanities, and social science. We donate around 400 to 500 million every year to basic fundamental research within natural science, humanities, and social science. That was how it looked at that time. You should really consider this as a farming district here. This is the village we are actually here, although this fantastic here was not built at that time here. And you see the railroad running down here. Of course, the other reason why he actually managed to build it out here was that also from a logistic point of view, you could see that railroad would be the way to transport beer in the future and not using horses. So in that respect, it was also visionary. He died, as I said, in 1888. This building here is built in 1854. He moved out here with his wife and his son Carl. They lived here until he died here. And as you can see, he was also actually very much sort of engaged with architecture and engineering and so forth here. All the place is Niels Bohr. He lived out here from 1932 until 1961 when he died. And actually you should imagine that in this room here, quantum mechanics is basically developed. So they were all here, Heisenberg, Schrödinger, Dirac, you name them, they all walked around here discussing quantum mechanics either inside here or down in the garden here. So of course this Bohr is quite famous, and of course we also know famous for the Bohr model. And as you also know, the Bohr model was the precursor of quantum mechanics. Out of quantum mechanics came then a diode, came a transistor, there came the integrated circuit and so forth here. So in sense, as I see it, I mean, Bohr was actually one of the main persons actually starting this IT era which we are all experiencing today. A few words about the Carlsberg Research Laboratory. As the founder wrote, that the Carlsberg Research Laboratory should develop the complete basics for brewing the process, understand the chemistry and the biology. And there's 4 areas here where we're still doing a lot of research here. It's raw materials, rice, barley, and other things. It's yeast and fermentation, ingredients of brewing technology. If you look at the history out here, there's been many outstanding scientists here. Christian Hansen was actually the first to purify the lager yeast. Some of you may know, of course, probably all about the pH scale here. Something is an acid or base. The pH scale was actually developed by S.P.L. Sorensen here, being professor of the Carlsberg Research Laboratory. He was actually nominated for the Nobel Prize for 3 years for the pH scale. Unfortunately, didn't get it. Fingers von Lang have done some outstanding work in protein structures, and I could continue on. Martin Ottesen did some pioneering work in enzymes here. Again, Carlsberg gave it away for free. So basically, all the fundamental research work in enzymes, which is today the basis for another great Danish company, Novozymes, is actually done by Martin Ottesen out here. And today, Birgitte Skadhaug is running the Carlsberg Research Laboratory. We are still today trying to use basic biotechnology and genomics and nanotechnology to understand the brewing process. And Birgitte, you'll see recently in 2017 at the front cover of Nature here, where they sequence the barley genome here. And the reason for sequencing the barley genome is that right now, as you know, as the climate is changing, there are certain places around the world where there's too much rain, other places where there's too little rain, and they would like to develop a climate-resistant barley species. And the best way to do that is actually to understand the barley down to the individual genomes. That also shows another example here, that is that if you are doing research today or innovation today, I really often talk about open innovation. It's very few companies who can do this themselves all of it. You have to team up with other universities around the world, with other companies around the world, and actually do that in a, hopefully, an added value here. And I'll just not go into details here. We have a lot of collaboration with the Economic Institute in Beijing here as one example. They have today, of course, a long list of patents. So as opposed to the old days where he gave away the yeast for free, today we're doing, of course, is that if something is developed, we patent it, and then we, of course, publish the patent, and then later on, of course, give license for that. The other thing is not, that's not how we run business today, but we phrase it that way. As I just mentioned at the beginning, the purpose of Carlsberg here is what we are formulating, doing for a better world today, and I think it, on one hand, connects very closely to what the founder did, but actually also what we're doing today, actually building a more sustainable brewing process here, use science to address some of the global challenges, also in areas outside brewing, and actually also accelerate innovation for the society in broader sense of the Carlsberg Group and Carlsberg Research Laboratory. It has been exciting to me as chairman to see how that really has initiated a lot of new ideas coming up, both from internal and outside, coming to us and saying, we would like to work with you and we do this development of things here. And one example, which I don't have a slide on here, which I might add here, is that, as you know today, when we're selling beer, there's something called packaging, that are beer bottles, cans, or PET. And actually today we have a new innovation project where we're actually making the world's first biodegradable bottle made out of wood fibers. Again, an innovation product, actually in this case together with Technical University in Copenhagen and a small startup company. So many of these innovation processes we actually have. Towards sustainability, as you know, again, brewing process here, we have for many years sort of been declining the amount of energy less CO2, less and less water and so forth. And now we put up a new, very ambitious strategy. He's saying in 2030 we should have zero water waste at our breweries and actually zero carbon emission in our breweries. And again, one size does not fit all. I was in Sweden last week at the Photocatalysis brewery there. That's now a carbon-free brewery using either green energy or biomass. The recent brewery in China, we installed 6,000 solar panels there. So we're trying to do that wherever we can in the different places around the world. It's very ambitious. We don't know how we will get there in 2030, but that's actually sort of this man with new project. We're trying to do whatever we can to reach there. If I look sort of on the more global aspects here, when I talk to young students here, I normally show this slide and say, I mean, this is the real challenge. I mean, when we open the news in the morning, you may see tweets and whatnot coming out. But I mean, here are the real challenges of our world today. We are 7 billion people on the globe today, and all indications show that when we come to around 2050, around 2060, there will be 10 billion people on the globe. And the first question, of course, you may ask is that can we feed 10 billion people? Do we have clean water for 10 billion people with the technology we have today? We have been using a lot of energy, coal, gas and oil mainly. We have been lifting a lot of people from poverty into the middle class around the world. I traveled quite often to China. They've been lifting around 550 million people from poverty into the middle class. They have a living standard which is comparable to yours and mine. Use a lot of energy and so forth here. And that puts a lot of pressure on the energy consumption of the world today. I'm also a scientist. I can see that we have the ever highest level of CO2 in our atmosphere. And I can also see from the UN climate panel reports that there's a correlation between the CO2 level and the climate changes we're seeing around the world today. And the only way, and furthermore, I should add here that there will be huge demographic changes in our society today. In 2040, 25% of the world's population will actually have an age above 62 years old. So that will change a lot our society. There will come a huge pressure on our healthcare system here. And the only way I see to tackle these problems here is actually to invest more in education and research. I mean, if we just take the technology we know today, we're not going to be able to solve these issues here. But actually, if we do invest long-term in more research, more innovation, I do believe, as we've done in the past, also we'll be able to handle some of these issues here. But it's not going to be easy. And I think actually if you look at the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, I'm normally saying that number 17 is probably the most important one, partnerships. Countries cannot do this alone, companies cannot do this alone. You have to establish partnerships in order to solve some of these issues here. And they have to be solved because otherwise there will be big problems in the world today. We are living in a world today which is certainly global, that also applies to Carlsberg. I believe it's 2 or 3% of our volume which are actually sold in Denmark, the rest is actually sold outside Denmark. We are just entering the fourth industrial revolution, or the fourth IT revolution, with exponential growth in many technologies here. The speed of change is actually more and more rapid every day. You may not see if you go from one day to the other, but think back to your first computer, think back to your first mobile phone. It is sometimes mind-blowing to see what we can do today. But I think also on both from a business point of view and a political point of view, we are actually also living in a world that's becoming more and more uncertain, more and more complex. And finally, of course, it is that the resources is becoming more and more scarce. And therefore, I think from a business point of view, but in general, we are today competing in more and more volatile, complex and intense and globalized world. That is sometimes influencing companies a lot. I mean, these days where you can make 5 or 10 years plan for your business plan, I mean, you can forget all about that. I mean, you constantly have to be adapted to whatever political situation you may have. And I'm pretty sure the combination of all these things will lead to a lot of paradigm shift in our society, all the way down from the way we educate the next generation talent, from the way we do business, but also from sort of society. And the Danes know we have a fantastic welfare system in Denmark. Sometimes when I travel around the world and say we have free and equal access to hospitals, free and equal access to universities, to schools, we even pay students to go to universities here in Denmark. We have clean water and so forth here, but I think we parameter which you should not underestimate. Concerning disruption, well, I mean, I can mention many things, you can do the same. I mean, you can think about Nokia, you can think about Kodak here and so forth here. And sometimes if you look back, I mean, they actually have the patent for the digital camera. They didn't believe that that was something that they should pursue, so they gave it up. And our business, Nokia, was at some point in time sitting on what was 65% of the world market on mobile phones. They all thought that it was analog mobile phones, and suddenly Steve Jobs and said, no, it's going to be data and digital phones, and then they will have a business here. But I see also a lot of opportunities here. If you look back sort of for the course of sequencing the first human genome back in 2001, that was around $100 million here. Huge effort here, very costly of course, but we did it and found out that the human genome was not that much different from other places in the world. But try to see this curve here where you see more small, as I just described before, with every 18 months the amount of transistors being doubled on the chips and so forth here. And then see the radical change here in the course of sequencing the genome. That was again a true new way of doing these innovative things here. I'm not going to the detail again. And suddenly this has opened up a whole new era of things. I mean, you can basically sequence many different genomes. For animals, for food, for crops and whatnot. I showed here the one combination with the human genome, and I showed the other one here. And today you can for, what is it, $500 have your human genome sequenced. I was in California, they say it would be 10 years, but it would cost $10 and $100. So that's something basic we all can have here. And when I say opportunities here, that means of course that we move into something which you may call personalized medicine. You and I are all very different here. If we get very sick, cancer and whatnot, then we get sort of the same treatment. But we will move into an era where, depending on your genomes and depending on my genes and so forth, we will actually be able to get drugs which is specific to the individual species and the individual human here. And that will open up a lot of opportunities as I see it. Robots, well, our distinguished speaker here from Japan, they've been using robots for many years here, car factories and whatnot here. But you see more and more industries using robots for many different things. And you also see Danish companies actually now taking production jobs back, producing them in Denmark. I was recently visiting both Denmark and Grundfos, so they have jobs now which they didn't have 5 or 10 years ago due to these things. So again, I mean, I see this as an opportunity if you do it the right way. And of course, these robots are also moving into many other places down in the house. I saw robots actually in elderly home speaking to people there and so forth. And you can also discuss if you would like to have real nerds or these robots talking to you, but actually for some elderly people which are actually suffering some also from brain damage and so forth, it was interesting to see that actually just another one which they could communicate to, because sometimes, you know, I mean, there was no family around, and there was no nurses around, actually help them in making a better life. Again, something you should not underestimate. The ability in the future to actually not produce something in Denmark or Germany and ship it around the world, but actually produce it locally here, is a goal to change the world. I mean, both from a logistic point of view, and also from the point of view actually or costing, or saving materials in general. And this is our minister here, William Nicholson, who is actually sitting in a 3D printed car. So I mean, you can do things today which again you just saw a few years ago. I mean, this is impossible. It will come, and it is coming a lot. I should say that I'm also the deputy chairman of the Danish Innovation Fund, and we are trying to actually invest in also building up capacity on those industries and companies actually to build up capacity on 3D printing in Denmark. Of course, we all benefited from the chips here sitting in our phones here. And of course, this is an example of nanotechnology. The chip sitting in this phone here is down to the nanometer scale. At some point in time, it was said that we come to the end of the Silicon Road, that we cannot make them smaller. We're not there yet. And I still think due to engineering challenges and great innovation here again, we constantly see. And I think if you go to Silicon Valley, they still have a roadmap for the next 5 or 10 years. So this end of the Silicon Road may at least last for another 5 or 10 years, maybe even last longer. seeing, of course, it's now also with the development of quantum mechanics and so forth. Now people are starting to think about a new way of doing computing, quantum computing. It's still in its infancy, but it will come, and I can just see that the computer power here for going into quantum computing is going to be sort of another quantum steps like we saw with the other one before with the genome. And then of course we all see that I've probably tried it moving into virtual reality. It's going to change the way we live today and the way we do business today also in the future. If I just should here at the end spend a little bit about sort of education, which of course still very much into my heart here, then all indications show that how do we educate the next generation of people? Given the fact that 65% of students today going in high schools would probably get a job which does not exist yet. So how are you actually educating the next group of people here? And that's really, and in old days, there was 3 R's here, which were very important. Reading, writing, and arithmetics or arithmetics for maths. But to me there is certainly a 4th R here which is going to be incredibly important in our future. And that's R for rhythms or for algorithms, the ability to code a computer. I think in Denmark at least I was sitting on the government aligned report of digital transformation, and I honestly believe, we all learn to write. Some of us great writers, they are writing novels or books or journalists and so forth, but we all have this ability to write. That's a way to express ourselves. We should have the same thing. All should learn how to code a computer. Some should be very good at this, and then there are IT experts and whatnot, but we all have to learn that. Because if we do not know that, then we do not understand these algorithms. And then none of us understand the business model of Facebook and how they actually steal our data. And that's, I think we should do it, and we should just go ahead very quickly in this. But I think also, if you're sitting from a business point of view, and if you talk to CEOs today, and what are the competencies they would like to have in hiring the next generation of talents in their companies, then of course they all have these R's here, and these 3 are important. But I think, so these literacies are very, very important. But I think also when I talk to business people today, this ability to what's formulated up here, critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, ability to collaborate, curiosity, persistence. This is also competencies which are incredibly important because again, change. And again, if you do not have these things here, you may not be the best employee in the company. And then finally, of course, we should not forget that we're moving into an era where there will be lifelong learning. These things that people leave university, go out and get a job, and never go back to university and do not become educated, forget about it. This could be long life education. So I'm sorry to say that where I see businesses changing about, they have to be whether they become disrupted. I actually must admit that in general, that not only the Danish university and the Danish education system, that's damn conservative, and they have actually not very high ability to change. And I know it's difficult to change these things here, but I think we just have to get up in here and actually try to think about how should we actually educate the next generation of people. And in Denmark, some of you may know that we talk about flexicurity. We have a very flexible labor market. We have some issues today with the new contract for the next 3 years and so forth, but let's leave that. But I'm actually starting to talk about not flexicurity, but flexication. I think we should have a much more flexible education system. And in the university system today, you either study physics or chemistry or law, economics and so forth. So then you only have courses in economics or law or physics and so forth. I think we should actually give students much more ability to pick and choose and put together. As long as the quality is high, it doesn't really matter that much. And if someone would like to take half of the courses in philosophy and the other half in chemistry and physics, fine with me, as long as they are doing this on a very high level. I really think that we should do this. And of course, we move into more individual paths for education. We will actually, I think universities should much more focus on courses and degrees, because we also see students moving around, being taking course in Tokyo, one in China, going back and spending 2 years in Copenhagen, and by actually then collecting these courses, then they have a degree. So these areas where you do all your bachelor courses in Copenhagen, all your master courses, forget about it. Students move around, and therefore they should actually collect the courses and thereby get a degree. And then finally, of course, we get these massive online courses here, taking some of the great knowledge which are big universities and so forth out into the real world. And we have for many years talked about this valley of death here, where because we have sort of been sitting with very smart ideas at universities, but they have not been very good at bringing these ideas out into the real world. That's actually why the Danish Innovation Fund was established, to try to help formulate these things here. When I travel around the world and see hubs in the world where I see these things is actually doing great, I think there's three components which are very important to show the triangle here. We have to have some great scientists, engineers who have some great ideas. We have to connect them with people who actually can help them formulate business plans. The scientists is not always best in doing that. Actually, there are several that are very good at doing that. But finally, you also have investors here. If I go to Israel, if I go to California, if I go to Singapore, then I see these three things here actually working very closely together. I think there's a lot of improvement in Denmark and many other places around the world to get this golden triangle going. And then we end by citing a famous politician here: to improve is to change, perfection is to change all. We have to change all. Thank you.